The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Well, the socialist mayor of America's largest city, he's so popular, he has his own online jingle.
The name is Mamdani, M-A-M-D-A-N-I. The name is Mamdani, M-A-M-D-A-N-I. You should learn how to say it, M-A-M-D-A-N-I.
It's all over the internet. I mean, you know, the guy that walks on water, the Prince of New York City, a man of the people. That is, as long as you fit his agenda. Dominic Carter here with you. We have a lot to get to this hour. We see your phone calls already, 800-848-9222. So Mr. Mayor is under fire from the mother of that 15-year-old punched repeatedly in a Queens park and then murdered, claiming Mamdani has been a no-show. The mayor of the people, he loves all his supporters, even blowing off the teenagers' vigil Monday night. Very interesting. You know, folks, Democrats are going to get people killed. They're going to get people killed. Two very disturbing incidents I want to talk about from different perspectives. In Brooklyn, a council member arrested, thrown to the ground in a rough manner by the NYPD while protesting a woman's eviction from her Brooklyn home. You know, where folks come up with these false deeds and these underhanded practices. I'm also going to tell you something that's very disturbing. Democrats, you created this. It's your mess. You fix it. Wait until I tell you about the teenage boy in East Harlem that wanted a young lady's telephone number. She tried to walk away from him. He was mad with his buddy videotaping the entire thing. He comes back after her. She doesn't see it, picks her up, body slams her to the concrete WWE style, and then stomps on her head. You know how this script is going to end. Oh, he's a minor. He's under 18. He can't go to jail. Juvenile justice has to deal with it. The video is extremely disturbing, but we're starting with this. The Department of Homeland Security Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen going off on Senate Minority Leader Charles Schumer.
Makes my ears red. It takes a lot to get me upset. But Chuck Schumer, no one respects you. The definition of a lying scumbag politician, that is you. You would be the definition if you Googled you right now. I mean, why don't he just come out and be honest with American people? He wants to have open borders. If you want to defund the Customs and Border Protection Agency, if you want to defund ICE, who is in there arresting the criminals that the laws were passed by you, you had time to change those during the Biden administration. You didn't, because you're for open borders and you're for the criminals running amok in our cities. And for you to say that is so disrespectful to the law enforcement that is out there protecting you, because he has a detail with him. How about he walks around these city streets without a detail? I wonder how safe he would feel.
800-848-9222. Schumer, of course, said no one respects ICE and certain federal agencies, and he's under fire for that. Okay, the boy and Democrats, you created this. You Democrats created this. But Trump is the problem, right? Trump is the boogeyman in all of this, right? We got the kid in Queens, shot in the chest after they punched him about 6 times in the face. They all thought it was funny. Now we go to young people in East Harlem, where you see the young petite girl trying to cross the street with her friend, and this brute standing almost in the middle of the street, not in the middle, but you get the point I'm trying to make. And he's mad because she won't give him her telephone number. She looks like an honest student, high school student that's going on to good things in life. He looks like he's headed to Rikers, right? I'm talking about projecting towards their futures. And so his friend is recording. His own friend is recording the incriminating evidence against him. She does what most women would do. She tries to walk away and avoid the situation. He comes after her. He comes after her. She doesn't see him. Again, she's petite. He's tall, strong looking. He picks her up. She doesn't see it coming. At least if she saw it coming, she could brace for her fall. They were not on mats like in the WWE. This is the urban jungle, concrete. He picks her up and with all of his strength, turns her around, body slamming her to the concrete, where her body goes down first. It looks like she's unconscious at that point. That wasn't good enough for this savage. I was trying to figure out terms. I could call them other terms, but I've been told, don't do it, don't do it. Just imagine, you know my thought process, and you know exactly what I think of this kid. Oh, he's a minor. Democrats, you created this mess. But Trump is the problem. Trump is the problem. That wasn't enough that he body slammed her. It looks like she's unconscious on the ground. He lifts up his foot with as much strength as he can and stomps on her head. She's at Harlem Hospital, transported to the hospital EMS with a concussion. She'll be lucky if that's the only injuries that she has. So now, trying to look cool to his buddy that's recording the entire thing, he says something like, "We out." This is the audio.
Right? I just down smack the out of you right now, right? Do it. No, you stand right here. No, you stand right here. You stand right here.
Oh, nice. Got you.
Let's go to word.
Yo, nice.
Now his friend thought it was funny. Mr. Videotaper of the Year. Carlos, I want you to re-rack that. I can't believe, so if you listen carefully, he wants her telephone number. She doesn't want to be bothered with you, loser. Don't you get it? She don't want you. She tries to avoid him by walking around the back way to get away from him. Oh no. His sensitive ego is bruised in front of his buddy that's recording. He walks up to her. She doesn't see him coming. Puts his arms around her. Now she's petite. Body slams her. Body slams her to the concrete. That wasn't enough. He then stomps on her head while she's laying there unconscious with her arm up, her body laid out on the concrete. And then he walks by his buddy videotaping to show he doesn't care and says, "We out." Listen carefully. So he's trying to get her telephone number. He lets her friend go past, but he says, "No, I ought to stab you." This dude is nuts. Listen carefully to this again.
Right? I just down smack the out of you right now, right?
Do it.
No, you stand right here. No, you stand right here. You stand right here.
Oh, nice. Got you.
Let's go to word.
Yo, nice.
His buddy thought it was funny. 800-848-9222. Folks, I don't know what's going on. I know what's going on. It's Democrats that have brainwashed these people. I'm talking about Brooklyn now. Councilman Chiose arrested, roughed up, yes, but arrested while protesting a woman's eviction from her Brooklyn home. You know these scams, folks, and it's horrible. You look up and they got the deed to your home and you don't own the property anymore. That's what happened to this woman in Brooklyn. So the marshal shows up to evict her from her own home. They've got to have the back of the NYPD. The councilman, it's noble to represent your constituent. But once the NYPD says this is over, we have to take action, get out of the way. You have got to move. Get out of the way. There is nothing you can say or do that can stop at this point the legal actions that they are obligated to take. So the marshal was there to evict the woman. It's horrible, from her home. And the NYPD is back up, and you see the councilman, there's a scuffle, and all of a sudden the officers snatch him. He's in the middle of it, body slam him to the concrete, just like the girl in East Harlem, and he's cuffed and arrested. And that's Councilman Chiose. And he is part of what he had to say regarding that situation.
I was manhandled by 3 men. They slammed me against the concrete. I believe there was a knee on my back at some point. I was treated rough by the police officers today. I was just standing in front of the home. I'm sorry if I'm a little spacey. My head hit the pavement pretty hard today. Officers to have an EMS evaluation.
I spoke to the police commissioner to ask for his immediate release, and I'm here today to support Councilmember Osei. Thank you.
Should there be an investigation?
I'm speaking to the police commissioner about this. Obviously, what I saw in the video is very, very concerning.
What did the police commissioner say?
And that voice is the council speaker, Julie Menon. And honorable that she showed up to support her fellow council member. He was released, but again, the video looks kind of rough. But folks, here's the point. Once the NYPD says the time for talk is over, we can't be here all night, where you trying to do your no justice, no peace moment. Once the talk is over, councilman, you have got to get out of the way. In fact, you have a responsibility to your constituents that are there protesting with you to get out of the way. Let's go to line 4, Mike in New Jersey. Mike, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic, love your show.
Thank you.
Stomp on the head is attempted murder. What an awful thing that any human being could do to another. These families without fathers in their houses, it's just horrible. Horrible.
Well, Mike, I got to be straight up with you. I had an animal term that I wanted to call him today, and I ran it past my wife, and she said, "You better not. You better not." For the behavior. And you're right, it is attempted murder. But that was the second part. The body slam was even worse. Mike, you and I are grown men. Let somebody run up on us where we don't see them coming, and they put us in a bear hug, turn, and with all their force body slam us to the concrete. We're going to the hospital. This young lady is lucky to be alive. Thank you for the call, Mike. Dominic Carter here with you, folks. We see all your other telephone calls. When we come back, we're going to go to John in Hopewell Junction and all the other calls. Stay with us.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
The name is Mamdani. M-A-M-D-A-N-I. The name is Mamdani. M-A-M-D-A-N-I.
Boy, oh boy. It's all over the internet. His name is Mamdani. I wish I would.
Breaking news.
Thank you, Liz Rosenblatt. It is accurate. 2 people are critically wounded, multiple hurt following a mass shooting at the Mall of Louisiana happening at this hour. Folks, what is going on? Of course, in Louisiana, just a few days ago, you had the father kill his 7 children and their cousin, and now we have a active shooter reported at the Mall of Louisiana in Baton Rouge. So we are following that situation. So let's make sure I got this right. Let's make sure I got this correct. Mamdani is of the people. He's one of the people, right? He's one of the people. Mayor Mamdani. He likes rap music. He likes to be with the brothers. He's cool. He dances, right? Well, you tell me. The man that was shot by the police, the mentally ill man, Mamdani, went to the hospital to see him and said, don't prosecute him. This 15-year-old kid punched in the face about 6 times, shot in the chest. You don't even go to the vigil. Now you're trying to clean it up. Now you're trying to clean this up. And you know what, Carlos, what I want to do is, this is Mamdani, and then we're going to go to your telephone calls. This is Mamdani on the arrest of the councilman in Brooklyn. Now, of course, the councilman is a socialist, so that's extremely important to the Prince of New York.
I think first is to say that the council member is rightly passionate about tackling the scourge of deed theft. And he has been someone who has been leading. It's been a pleasure to be working with him alongside the creation of efforts that our administration will be delivering on to combat that same scourge. And I'll follow up on the details of this arrest.
So when he says he's going to follow up on the details of the arrest, that means that some innocent cops are going to be suspended, or they may be losing their jobs. Dominic Carter here with you. Let's go to 5. Who's on line 5? Who's calling right now?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, go right ahead.
How you doing, Dominic? I wanted to comment on that 15-year-old, that little dirtbag that did that to that girl.
Yes.
How come, where are the fathers? Like, if he did that to my daughter...
You already know the answer. You already know the answer.
Yeah. I would wait for that little bastard right at Central Booking with a baseball bat. And Dummy.
And I'm with you, John. I'm with you. I agree with you. I'm not going to talk about the family structure. I'm not going to talk about any of that, because when I do, then I become the bad guy because I'm telling the truth. Nobody wants to hear the truth. The race hustlers get paid, and nobody wants to deal with the reality. John, you have the final word.
Thank you. I just wanted to say, Mom Dummy makes me sick. Every time you mention him, my skin crawls. I mean, I work down here in Long Island City, and, you know, people think I'm nuts to drive home an hour and 45 minutes.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Just look at the demographics of the city. People are saying, bye-bye, Mamdani. This guy, I don't know, folks. You tell me. Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Breaking news.
Again, as we have reported,
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
A shooting at the mall, and multiple people have been shot. Police responding. Reports of an active shooter. Very much a fluid situation. We told you this a few minutes ago, but this is happening in Louisiana. A bad week for Louisiana. The other day, the man killing his children and one of their cousins, 8 kids dead. Police killed him. Now we have this situation of multiple people shot at the Louisiana mall. A shooting. Police are responding. So this Mamdani, and we're following that situation, jingle. The reason why I'm playing it, because all over the internet, you pick the platform you want to focus on, Facebook, Instagram, blah, blah, blah. There are these and some of the videos, very attractive Middle Eastern women, and they're dancing, modern day dancing, to the song of, his name is Mamdani, my name is Mamdani. This guy wants to be Jay-Z. He wants to be a rapper. Now, remember where this came from. I'm not going to mention the third candidate, not going to mention it, not going to do it. In the debate, Cuomo was saying something, and Mamdani said, the name is Mamdani. And so all over the internet happens to be this.
The name is Mamdani. M-A-M-D-A-N-I. The name is Mamdani. M-A-M-D-A-N-I. You should learn how to say it. M-A-M-D-A-N-I.
Learn how to say it. How about you learn how to be a mayor, King Mamdani? How about that? Oh, you don't have time for the the grieving mother in Queens, where her 15-year-old son was punched in the face repeatedly and shot in the chest. You don't have time for that. But if it's your fellow socialist, the council member that was just arrested and roughed up when he should have got out the way, oh, you got plenty of time to respond to that. If it happens to be a police shooting where cops shoot somebody, in particular, Middle Eastern background, oh, you got plenty of time for that. You can run to the hospital for that. You don't care of the shock, that the trauma that the officers are in, but you run to the hospital to see that mentally ill man, and you could care, the man, paranoid schizophrenic, but you can care less about the officers that had to shoot him, right? Oh, you got plenty of time, Mom Donnie, to disband that unit of Brooklyn Narcotics because it was 2 white cops and that black man. You got plenty of time for that. You have plenty of time for the Knicks and for the Mets, right? But you don't have time for this mother. And now City Hall's trying to clean it up. And so, folks, I've got to be honest with you. I'm going back to your telephone calls. The press coverage of Mom Donnie is so biased, so unfair, that news directors, I'm not going to name names because many of them are friends of mine, the political reporters that are covered, they need to be pulled in by management and say, listen, no. We're not doing this cheerleading thing anymore. You're going to report straight news or you're not going to report it at all here. I'm not going to name names, not going to do that. It's one big wet kiss to Mom Donnie every single day. Every single day. And so, Mom Donnie doesn't have time to go to the wake for this young man that was shot in the chest, killed by this mob of savages. He doesn't have time for that. That doesn't fit his agenda. What does he have time for? He has time to answer social media questions. Very important questions. Who's the best rapper? Nicki Minaj or Cardi B?
Francesca asks, oh, this is a tough one. You might have to go media trained on this.
Oh, okay.
Cardi B or Nicki Minaj?
Cardi B.
Whoa.
What media training do I need?
I didn't know if you had to be a neutral force here.
Come on.
All right.
Come on.
Cardi B.
Look, Cardi B, we're already teaming up with Cardi B to put out the word about universal child care. You know, on day 8 of our admin, we secured an agreement with the governor, $1.2 billion. First time in New York City history we're going to have free child care for 2-year-olds.
Amazing.
Cardi B is going to be judging the jingle contest to get the word out about that child care.
I like that.
So it's no contest. Also, when you look back and you think about who she had on her music years ago, J Balvin, Bad Bunny, way before a lot of people were on it.
There we go.
That's all I'm going to say. How's it going? I don't know, where?
You're getting some love.
How you doing, boss? Thank you, brother.
That's the mayor of New York City. But he is, after all, 34 years old, so rap music is a big influence on his life. He's literally answering questions over who's more important, or the best rapper, Cardi B or Nicki Minaj. And the media, so like, for example, I haven't even had time to think, Mr. Mayor, why are you spending so much time, wasting your time on social media dealing with this nonsense as opposed to dealing with real issues, Mr. Mayor, that the people of New York have to face? Mr. Mayor, is it appropriate that there's a video of you out comparing rappers Nicki Minaj and Cardi B when this mother is burying her 15-year-old son killed by these savages? I so wish I could call them the animal that I want to, but my wife says I better not do it, and I think she's right. But folks, just use your imagination. You know what I want to call them, but I can't. And it's an animal. It's no term. It's an animal, but I can't, because then, oh, he's racist. Oh, he's racist. He hates his own people. He's racist. Anyway, let's go to Jim, line 4, Farmingdale. Jim, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic. Good afternoon. I wanted to make a point. I don't know whatever happened to the third strike, but when these young...
Wait. Jim. Don't do it, Jim. Don't do it. Are you reading my mind? Do you have a camera in my pocket, Jim? That's one of the conversations that I had with my wife today. I said, honey, what happened to 3 strikes and you're out? And they locked their little asses up. And I said, it's because of the Democrats. I said, remember, Biden got in trouble, Hillary got in trouble because they backed 3 strikes and you're out. Democrats need to be ashamed of themselves. So, Jim, yes, you just hit it on the head. Whatever happened to that, right? Lock their asses up. What's the problem? Go ahead, Jim.
Better idea. Instead of putting them in jail after 3 strikes, can we offer them a number, 10,000, 20,000, whatever the number is, and send them back to their country of their ancestors? And instead of the taxpayers paying for all this crap, just give them money, which they'll gladly take their passport, put them on a boat, bring them back to wherever, and just solve the problem that way.
Hey, Jim, Jim, what African country is going to take these people back? Nobody's going to take. They know what these people are. Who's going to take them? Nobody in their right mind. We're the only suckers that deal with them. Who's going to take them?
The government enough money. They will take care of it in their own way. They'll receive the cash, the check, whatever it is, and they'll just make it go away. Not like us, where we just keep letting them out, and the problem never gets solved. They will solve the problem. They'll make a few bucks, and everything is good. You think that could work?
Well, Jim, I got a better question for you. I want you to answer this for me before I go on to Patrick in New Jersey. So this quote-unquote kid in East Harlem, he was mad because the young lady didn't want him, and he wanted her telephone number. And so she walks away to avoid him, and he comes up behind her, picks her up, body slams her to the concrete, then stomps on her head and says, "We out." Him and his boy are laughing. That's videotaped. And they, how did society fail him? Was his mama's welfare check not big enough? What happened in his case?
No, you can't fix certain things. You have to make it disappear. We can't just release him. We can't just put him back on the street to do it again tomorrow, because that's going to tell him the message that I can do this. I might spend a few hours in a lockup, but I'm getting out tomorrow. I'm going to do it again.
Right.
And we can't do this. I know you want the best for your family, your daughters, your grandkids. So does everybody. But these animals, and I'm going to say it, they're not wired the same way. They're not. I don't care what the excuse is, but the reason is.
Jim, we don't pull any punches here. Animals. Animals. And they prove it every day. I'm going to be honest with you. I guess, Jim, because I'm from the hood, I'm from the same communities they're from. I've told my story 1,000,001 times. No father in my life, mentally ill mother, raised by my grandmother, poor, on welfare, food stamps in the Bronx. So I have some luxuries that my colleagues don't have. My colleagues are scared to death to call this for what it is, because as being white, they will be called racist, you're racist, you're the problem. They try it with me. But I don't care what they say about me, because I'm of these communities. Hey, Jim, thank you for the great call here. Let's go to Patrick, New Jersey, line 5. Patrick, what's on your mind?
Dominic, how come Daddy doesn't report the crime that's going on? But he wants to go around and report about
Cardi B and Nicki Minaj.
Child care, free baby care.
Right. Because he's a socialist, and as long as you're with his agenda and he can use you, then it's good for him. But if you're not with his agenda, then he has no use for you. It really is that simple. He's Mayor Cool. I mean, right, Patrick? You don't know that? He's down with the rappers and Cardi B, and he smiles so much. And look, I saw one video. You only have one dimple. Look at Mayor Prince. Look at Mayor King of New York. That's the reality. Patrick, thank you for the great call. Let's go to Sandra in New Jersey, line 1. Sandra, what's on your mind?
Good morning. Good afternoon, Dominic. I was just standing here thinking, animals are nice. These people are monsters. So you know what? That's how we have to categorize them. I was thinking about the young girl, and you're taught by your parents, don't give out your phone number to anybody. Be careful who you give your number to. So here she's following good rules, and this happens to her. I joined a yoga class because I need some serenity in my life. I need some peace because all this stuff that we hear every day just never stops. It's like we are all, in a way, held hostage. We're not safe. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And I thank that to the Democratic Party because they have these policies that are causing this. So I went to yoga today, and there was a sign on the wall that I loved, and it said, "True meaning of life." The true meaning of life. We are visiting on this planet. We're just visitors. We're here for 90 or maybe 100 years. During that period, we must try to do something good, something useful with our lives. If you contribute to other people's happiness, you will find the true goal, the true meaning of life. And that's by Dalai Lama. So we have to all stop this and be nice to each other.
Well, tell that to the young man for his antics in East Harlem. And now, thank you for the call, Sandra. Now it's going to be, I'm a minor. I need counseling. Whatever. Let's go to Elliot, line 4 in Florida. Elliot, it says here, you're tired of the media being slammed. What do you mean by that?
The media. They're just a lapdog for the big corporations that pay their salary. And who are they working for, the corporations? Why do they want this? Because I think there is an ultimate being, like maybe the banks are involved in creating a society.
I've done this for 40 years. You're giving them too much credit. That's not the way newsrooms work. You have managers. The way newsrooms work are ratings. And you want the prettiest anchors you can find, male or female, to sit up there so that they're eye candy to read the copy. You want the best reporters in New York, and they try to do a good job, but they don't. You're giving them way too much credit, Elliot. It doesn't flow down like that. But go ahead.
I don't think so. I think if I was a big corporation, I would say, look, either you cut this out and start reporting, or else I am not giving you any money for advertisement. That's it.
Okay.
Why do the corporations want this type of behavior? That eludes me. Maybe you could enlighten me.
It's the Democrats. It's the Democrats that have told this permanent group of underclass that it's not your fault, that your behavior is okay, that frankly, it's the white man's fault. It's the white man's fault for everything, and it's Dominic's fault because Dominic points out your shortcomings, and he won't blame the white man. And I won't. Hold your breath for that. Time for a break. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And the Tunnel to the Towers Foundation final thoughts of the day. DMS, the situation with the councilman in Brooklyn that was roughed up and thrown to the ground by the NYPD. Listen, I know what AOC and Bernie Sanders tell you, but when the authorities say, all right, councilman, the time for talk is over, they mean it. Get out of the way. What's that song? Move. Get out the way. Get out the way. Move. And they meant it. And you don't move. And I'm sorry you were thrown to the ground as an elected official, but it is what it is. DMS pointing out the councilman was there for that home. The marshal was evicting the sisters. And DMS says the narrative, the sister, the deed theft versus the legal reality, the courts. The sisters did not appear on the deed. If that's true, then there's no legal issue. DMS says this is a legal sale by a court-appointed conservator. The dad was moved to Georgia during COVID. He has Alzheimer's. The sisters lived there in units in the house, but they had no legal title to it nor the lease. Their names are not on the deed. And that the dad's condition worsened and when he needed care for Alzheimer's. The point with that, folks, is that, you got to do business right. You can't just say, oh, this is my house. Well, if it's your house, when Dad was in a better condition, you should have had the legal paperwork done so that your name is on the deed. Stop doing things in such a backwards way. Let's go here. Let's see. Let's go to Betty, line 1, Middletown, New York. Betty, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. I wanted to say that the Pope, his job is to pray for the people. And President Trump's job is to protect the people.
Absolutely.
So the Pope shouldn't get that twisted. Let him do his job, and the president will do his job.
I couldn't have said it better, Betty. Don't be a stranger. We want to hear from you in the future. Let's go to Norman in Brooklyn, line 5. Norman, what's on your mind?
Yeah, hi, Dominic. Yeah, the reason why Mamdani and his cohort there, the reason why they picked Cardi B over Nicki Minaj is Nicki Minaj is a Christian and a Trump supporter.
Right. But Norman, let's deal with the more important issue. We elected a mayor to publicly state whether he likes Nicki Minaj or Cardi B. That's what we have a mayor for?
No, that we have a silly child man as our mayor, and unfortunately, I wish we could do something about it, but we just move. I mean, that's basically that's he's putting me in that mindset. So I don't know. I'm here.
Hey,
for now.
Norman, help me out with this. So the police are called to their house in Queens. Man with paranoid schizophrenia. They walk through the doorway. He's coming at them with a large knife. They're forced to shoot. Mamdani goes to visit him in the hospital and says, don't prosecute him. Then we have this boy, 15 years old, and this mob attacks him, punches him in the face, shoots him in the chest. Mamdani skips the wake, has not had contact with the mother. Explain these two situations to me, because to me, it's because the guy that was shot by the NYPD, I think he's a Middle Easterner. I don't understand why Mamdani showed so much interest in that, but not in this boy being shot.
Everything is politics. Everything is politics with this guy. He doesn't have a heart. Everything is leftist, talking points, and that's the way he lives. Did he go and see that 7-year-old who got?
The 7-month-old
family? I haven't heard about that.
No, I haven't heard that either. Hey, Norman, thank you for the great points for making sense to a crazy world for me. Folks, on America's darkest day, 9/11, America vowed to never forget. Help our nation keep that promise. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org. T2T.org. I am back live at midnight.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?